Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Warm welcome to meeting number 198 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I am Mohan Timar, your Sergeant of the day. I am sure you are excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and we expect to stay for entire duration. I wanted to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and audio should be off. Your audio should be off when you're about to call to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restrictions, at the Gabbys Toastmasters, we requested all speakers and role takers be responsible on these sensitive topics. As a club, we are committed to practicing diversity, including both letter and spirit. Ensure there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertone that create hostility, discomfort for the members' guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officers today's meeting. She is working as a senior data analyst and as a image consultant and a personal branding coach. She is the president of the Gabbys International Club. Over to you, DTM ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan, our Sergeant at Arms. Just a quick correction, I don't want to take Toastmaster Meeta's position here. For Gabbys International Club, it's Toastmaster Meeta who's the president. And I'm the president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much for a lovely introduction.
Okay, got it.
I welcome you all to the meeting number 198 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. When I was looking at the meeting count, I was just wondering, we are just about to reach 200th meeting. It's been 4 years. We started 4 years back in September in 2020. And it's September 2024 already, and many more years to come. So kudos to each of the Gabbys member who has been a part of this journey throughout. I've got a few announcements for all of you. Today is 28th of September, which means 2 more days in case you are yet to renew. You can go for renewal in next 2 days. And we have got our club contest, evaluation and TT club contest happening on 2nd of October. This contest will be running from 9:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. We have this contest for the entire Gabbys family, all 3 clubs put together. We will have close to 22 participants in TT and 25 participants in evaluation. It's going to be a clash of the titans here. So I welcome you all. I would like to invite you all to the club contest on 2nd of October. Now, having said that, it's time to understand a little bit about who do we have in the room. Do we have any guests in the room? Online, I don't see any guests. Offline?
Arshin's mom.
Okay, Arshin's mom is here. Ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself quickly?
Yes. Hello, I'm Kiran. I'm Arshin's mother. Visiting her again in Bangalore, doing a job in Delhi. I'm a senior maths teacher, teaching for last 30 years, and I always enjoy this experience. It's a nice experience to see you people meeting every weekend and, honing your public speaking skills. So it's a good experience for me. Thank you.
It's a lovely experience for us to have Arshin's mom as part of our meeting. So thank you so much. We echo your thoughts when it comes to experience. Thank you for joining the meeting today. I hope you have a wonderful time ahead. Do we have any more guests in the room?
No, we don't have.
Okay. For the benefit of one guest and for our members that we have present, I would like to iterate that Toastmasters is a 100-year-old organization which started in 1924 by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. This organization has been thriving on psychological safety. So in case you are feeling glossophobic, you feel that you can't come up on stage and speak, this is your chance, because this is where you will be encouraged to speak further, to let go of your phobia of stage fright, or phobia of stage, or you will let go of your stage fright, and you will hone your skills when it comes to public speaking. It's time to introduce the theme of the meeting. Today's theme: do you have wings? And to introduce more on the theme, to talk more on the theme, we have got someone special who will be taking the baton from here and proceed with the meeting. Someone special who has been charter member of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, charter VP Education of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, someone who is the club sponsor of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, someone who this entire Gabbys family was his brainchild. This is how it all started. So please put your hands together for double distinguished Toastmaster and ex-director of JCPenney, HP, Target, and an entrepreneur, someone who is teaching, who is mentoring, who's coaching hundreds of individuals across the industries, not just within Toastmasters, outside Toastmasters, working with the who's who of people in Bangalore and across the nation. Please put your hands together for distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. Over to you, DTM Saurav. Do you have wings?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Why are you hiding, Nandan? You can come here.
That's kind of exhausted. I came and took a seat. Sorry for all of this.
Good. Thank you so much. I think this light is a bit of a problem. Is it better now? Okay. So what does this title mean to you? What do you understand from this title? Do you know what is the meaning of this phrase particularly? Okay, good.
We have wings.
So this is actually the Red Bull's tagline. Do you have wings? But why does Red Bull have that tagline? That's the question.
Red Bull does crazy stuff, actually, crazy marketing.
Yes.
It basically says that by drinking the drinks, you become whatnot. Yeah, I think.
You'll become whatnot. I think that's the entire concept of having do you have wings means that you become whatnot. Can you become something that you are not already? Can you go to places which you have not been? This entire fraternity of Toastmaster is something which reminds me of us having wings. This is where ideas take flight. This is where speeches take flight. This is where great speakers are born. This is where speakers travel all across the globe with their ideas. They speak to other people, they grow. So I think there cannot be a better forum than talking about having wings than Toastmaster. And what we'll do is we'll have a discussion in 3 parts during the meeting. The first part, we will ask you that, do you have wings? When did you realize that you have wings? And what is it that that made you realize that you have got wings? When did you break free? What made you break free? The second part, we will ask you about who was the person or any individual who motivated you to do that, because we always need that little push to fly. So who's that person who pushed you off the cliff, which is what made you fly, which is when you realize that you have got wings. So here's the idea that when we are at the, we are at the end of a cliff and we know we are going to fall, someone gives us a push, and then we don't have any other option but to spread our wings and fly. So in other words, we also say that when our back touches the wall, we fight back, right? So different ways, it's the same thing, but who's that person? And in the third part, what we'll talk about is your experiences where you did spread your wings, but then you fell and it hurt, but you still have the resolve to fly again. So all of these things are important when we are spreading our wings, and we are going to talk about that today. So who's going to first share their story about spreading their wings, about moving out of their comfort zone? Who wants to go first?
I can share.
Yes, Nandan, please come here. That's Nandan Shinoy, a member
Thanks, Saurabh. Good morning, everyone. So spreading your wings, right? So it happened 2 years back. I was all set to travel to US. I had my H1B after this COVID phase, right? It was a 2-year journey for me to get my H1B, and I was quite settled with what I was doing. Yes, doing the same mundane work, right, that we do in office. So it so happened that I had bought my suitcases, everything was done, the family's visa was done, and just at that moment, I was just thinking, should I travel? Because my kid was already in fifth standard, and I knew the challenges that people are facing there with their H1B visa. So then it so happened, I was just discussing with my friend, and my friend said, why don't you give some interviews here? Why don't you test something? Maybe you've not given interviews for quite a long time. And somehow I managed to get in touch with one of the recruiters, and it so happened the interview process started. I'm packing my bags on the left hand side, and on the right hand side, I'm giving interviews. So it so happened I cleared most of the interviews. I got into the company, and then I felt, okay, I should have tried this before rather than being through that vicious process of thinking that, okay, I'm only meant for traveling to US, just being in that vicious cycle, right, of getting a visa and just going out of the country. I knew that things were not going good in the company, but just playing that waiting game, it took a lot of toll, and it is a mental pressure as well, right? It is because you don't have control on the visa part. So this is one experience. There were people who pushed me, and my lead, when I told him, because he was the one who had sponsored my visa there, and when I told him that I'm traveling, and he said, "Go ahead. These kind of opportunities don't come again." I knew that he's gonna lose me, but yes, he was quite supportive to me. So yes, 5 years without spreading your wings, and yes, when I spread it, yes, it was quite
Thank you. Thank you.
good.
Yes, sometimes we get very comfortable and then it takes a little bit of more energy and more courage to spread our wings because of the inertia. Anyone else? So I want you to take it up when you are coming for the GE.
Okay.
I'll leave the stage there. What about you? Okay.
I wouldn't have that good of a story about that.
That's fine. It's okay.
Yes, come. Hello. Again, standing. Yeah. So, uh, I, uh, I was preparing for J. I remember it like that's when the biggest transformation have happened within me. So in North India, at least, when you get good marks in the boards, people expect you that, oh, you are made for an IIT. And I started preparing that way only. I got the confidence that, okay, maybe I can do it. And but after the first attempt, I couldn't qualify it. And kind of my whole family was upset. My father, the most, he thought that I wouldn't be a good engineer because I couldn't qualify JEE. And he just thought that I maybe am made for a normal job, which is like in North India, there are pretty low paying jobs where you don't need any degree or anything, you just go and start working. That's what his thought process was. But there was one spot round remaining for that JEE counseling, and it required 45K. And for me, coming from a lower middle class family, that money was quite a lot. And I didn't have the guts to ask that from my father. I somehow told it to my mother. I don't know where she arranged the money from. She gave whatever she had, and I was able to get into a National Institute of Technology, here said NIT. And I would say that just going to that college, leaving my home, transformed a lot of things into me. I was a guy with zero self-esteem after I failed in JEE. And I'll tell you, from first day, it was all the time I was trying to prove to my father that there is something that I can do. But I feel at the end, had it not been my mother who would have pushed me, I was kind of ready to join the job that my father was thinking I can do. But yeah, my mother had the confidence in me. And next 4 years, it was a hard journey. Like even though in being in college, I didn't do anything apart from studies. But yeah, at the end it paid off. I got really good offers and I kept climbing. And it was a day where my finally I got to say to my father that, oh, I have got this big of a thing, and now the things are very well. But I would never forget the sacrifice. I'm not even sure now where did my mother arrange the money from. So yeah, that's how, like, I am very thankful and grateful to my mother. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Akhil literally took us to the next part, which I was talking about, where someone would have inspired you to spread your wings. Someone would have given you that push. In your case, it was your mother. Okay, one more story. Since we talked about your mother, why don't we hear Arshin's mother? Ma'am, what is your story of spreading your wings? When did you spread your wings? Please come here. By the time you come here, you'll be ready to spread your wings.
Are we disconnected from the main room?
Yeah, I think so. We got disconnected from the main. Oh, yeah, this.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, yes.
Should I go? Okay. Okay. I joined the school where I'm currently teaching. I could relate to you that we are also North Indian people. And I secured very good marks in MSc, and I got my first job in a good public school, a very reputed one. And after teaching for 18 years to the middle classes, 6th, 7th, 8th, every time, like you start from 6th, then you become the class teacher of 7th, and I am teaching maths and very small concepts, integers, ratio proportions, and those stuff. And suddenly, after 18 years, my principal told me that since you have reached to that level of, salary, and according to your qualification, we want you to, start teaching 11th, 12th. I was like totally scared. I thought that they are after my job now. They don't want me. Like it was so settled in my mind that somehow or the other, there is some politics behind and they don't want me to continue. And it was a scary stuff. And my daughter was she was in class 11th at that time. And she was studying in a different school, different branch, but the same school. And because it was by luck only that I joined as TJT. I could have joined according to my qualification as PGT as well. But after a gap of say 18 years, I kept on meeting my principal separately. I went to him. I told him that I don't think that I will be able to justify it. And there is so much of a gap and the concepts and everything. I won't be able to withstand the pressures of the students. And now since the students in North India, they get exposed to outside institutes where they study. So they keep asking they keep, challenging your teaching skills. So it was a tough thing for me. But then my husband really supported me. I joined tuition along with her. She was going to a separate tuition and I was also, making notes and, working really, really hard. And that was the time when I was literally scared and I was not confident of myself. But with the hard work of 2 years, and every time I saw her working, I used to see her notes, compare my notes with her notes, and was literally scared. I never used to ask any question. As a child, also, I was a little that kind of a person. But after 2 to 3 years, now again it's going to be it's going to be 13 years since I'm teaching 11th, 12th now, and now I feel very confident and I feel very good. And I thank God for that stage in my life where I really felt that no, it can be done. And for that, my husband supported me, my family supported me. They kept on saying that since you joined at very early stage, so you are not confident of your skills, you will be able to do it. And that's it. And now 5 years away from my retirement, I really feel very good. And I can feel very confident interact with senior students. I feel really, really good. And thank God and everybody who was a part of my journey for this particular change.
Okay, so we have heard three stories from three different generations almost, right? So we have a youthful uh, a youth amongst us who had that youthful energy about the passion that we followed. We had, and then expertise and experience, and then I'm also talking about expertise and experience. But one thing I'm really curious to know, Arshin, how is it like growing up with a mother who's a maths teacher?
This stuff.
It's tough, right? I'm sure it is. I mean, maths classes, maths teachers at school itself is tough. I really feel for you. I really feel for you. Okay, so
Problems are getting solved.
Yeah.
solved or more problems are getting created. That's the question. Okay, so I saw Nancy also raising her hand. So DTM Nancy, you have you wanted to share?
Yes. Okay. This is about my love for driving that I picked up almost 10 years back. I started learning car driving. My dad taught me that. After a couple of years, I realized that I also want to get into something more, like a bike riding. But given my height, my weight, my petite structure, that sound very aspirational. And when I'm talking about bike riding, I was thinking of Royal Enfield 350cc. 500cc was not my cup of cake, even in my imagination. So 350 is what I was thinking about. For a couple of years, I kept on having this thing in my mind that, okay, probably someday I could drive or so. Then one day, my sister got to know that there's a formal training for that, and we can go for this training. I said, okay, if this is something, if something like this is there, probably I can give it a try. But somewhere deep down, I knew I'll fall, I'll injure myself, and there's no one around. It's just me and my sister living in Bangalore. How will I manage everything? I was strolling away with the idea. Now I had an avenue to at least spread my wings, but still I was not comfortable with taking the plunge for that. So as I kept on pushing away the idea. So one day what she did was she booked the training for me. She said, are you available next Saturday? I said, no, I have Gabbys meeting. Okay, the following Saturday, I said, I have Gabbys meeting. This time it's a contest. Okay, the following Saturday, then that. I know there's no contest. I know, you can give your role to somebody else. So I'm booking this third Saturday from now. She booked that class for me. I went on for training. It was a 2 day, 16 hours training. I went through the training, learned bike riding. I actually felt that I've spread my wings because this was something I couldn't imagine I could ever do. I actually rode that bike and it was amazing. The feeling was amazing. The wind brushing my hair on a 300cc, that vibration, that everything was amazing. I just felt something broke within me and I learned something new, something that I thought I could never do. That gave me some confidence, and I asked a friend for his bike, and we went for practice. The practice went on. Couple of months later, I met with an accident. And that's when I realized, okay, and that was the third part of DTM Saurav's question where, you spread your wings and then you failed. I met with a huge accident. It was on a hilly area. One side it was valley. Second side, it was just all bushes around. It was almost a 45-degree slope we were on. and the bike fell down. My leg was under the bike. It was midnight and there was no one around. It was so scary, so damn scary that the moment I think of that entire incident, it still gives me goosebumps. And that's when I came out of that incident without any major injury. That was my biggest worry. However, that instilled some fear in me again. So, yes, I spread my wings. I had someone who actually pushed me to spread my wings, and then it failed at that point in time. I'm still mustering courage to come to put it all together and to go for bike riding again or to go for a two-wheeler riding again. It's going to be a slow process from now on. That's my story.
Thank you so much, distinguished Master. So I think now we have warmed up enough. We have done a little bit of taxing and we are ready to take our flight in terms of getting the wings. And in the next part of the meeting, we are going to do that. So how do we proceed? So from here, we are going to have three sections. The first section will be prepared speeches, where we'll have two prepared speakers and they would come here and deliver two speeches. Each of these speeches today are of 5 to 7 minutes duration. After that, we will have a round which we call as table topics. And table topics, what happens is there is a table topic master. And she, in this case, it's Sri Lakshmi Hegde. So she will be giving you some topics which you have to speak impromptu for 1 to 2 minutes. And in the third section, there is the evaluation section. And this is considered to be, the evaluation is considered to be the hallmark of any Toastmaster meeting. In fact, this entire Toastmaster movement, this platform, survives and thrives on evaluation because we get better in every meeting because there's someone who's telling us what we can do well, what we can do better. Now, and for doing that, we have an exceptional lady with us today, Toastmaster Arshin Chug. Arshin has a very brief bio. Recently, she joined Salesforce as a product sales product manager and loves to read and witness poetry and write poetry. I'm sorry. And Arshin, then because your bio is so small, you come here and tell us how did you spread your wings. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everyone, online and in person. When Toastmaster DTM Saurabh, he was giving that topic, I was thinking and traveling back to my life and recollecting when did I actually spread my wings. And the one incident that comes to my mind is, in our school there was this very weird rule in class 5th that we had to learn swimming, otherwise we would fail. They would fail us basically. So they would not let us go to class 6th if we did not know how to swim. And I was far from a person who was athletic. I was 95 kgs at that point, and I was someone who used to hate when there used to be any mention of sports anywhere around me. And this was a rule, I had to do it. So there were 2 months of summer holidays and I went to my nearby swimming pool to learn swimming. And on the first day of swimming, the trainer throws me in water, in the deep end of the pool. It's 8 feet and obviously I drown, but he's standing inside. There is one more trainer who is standing inside who catches me and brings me up to the surface of the water. And then on, it was a journey of first covering breadth, then covering length, and then acing my exam and going from a C to an A minus. I'll tell you why I got an A minus at the end of the meeting. But I got an A minus and I passed that. So if someone would not have thrown me in water that day, or the trainer in my school had not told me, why do you always sit on the stands and not come in the pool? Why do you always have an alibi that you don't want to swim? I would have never actually learned this skill in my life, which is so important and so unique. So yeah, that's my story of spreading my wings. Today we have a meeting where we have 3 sections, as DTM Saurabh said. We have a prepared speeches section, then a table topic section, and then a section where I'll come on board and I'll call my very skilled team of evaluators and taggle. Just to keep us a little bit in time check, because we are running a bit over, I'll call my taggle team now and I will request everyone to keep their introduction and keep their role explanation brief so that we can get going with the meeting. And then I promise I'll give you ample amount of time in the third half where we come back together and we assess how the meeting went. So I'll call upon my first role for today, who's going to help me. It is Toastmaster Mukund. I don't want to read the textbook introductions of everyone that were provided to me. I want to provide a personal nugget of what every person had as an incident with me or how I relate to them. So I know that Toastmaster Mukund is a finance guy who's working with Capgemini, but my discussion with Toastmaster Mukund has always been of our shared love of Toastmasters. And once we met for coffee and we discussed over coffee how our experience of having done leadership roles in Toastmaster has changed us, and some gossip which I might not be able to tell you in the public forum. So I will hand it over to Toastmaster Mukund to introduce his role for today.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
All right. Okay. As a timer, obviously my role is to keep track of the timings. So there are basically three roles for which I'll be timing. One is the prepared speech. Both the speeches today are about 5 to 7 minutes long. At the end of the 5th minute, I will be showing a green card. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why it's not taking the green. Yeah, at the end of 5th minute, I'll be showing the green card. At the end of 6th minute, I will be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 7th minute, I will be showing the red card. This is for the speeches. Now coming to the table topics. At the end of the table topics will be 2 minutes long. At the end of the 1st minute, I will be showing the green card. At the end of 1st minute, I'll be showing the green card. At the end of 1.5 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I will be showing the red card. And the evaluations are 3 minutes long. And so for the evaluation, at the end of the 2nd minute, I'll be showing the green card. At the end of 2.5 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 3 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. Please note, the speaker, if you go beyond 7.5 minutes, you will be disqualified. The table topics, if you go beyond 2.5 minutes, you will be disqualified. And the evaluator, if you go beyond 3 minutes, you will be disqualified. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mukul. For the next role, we have the R counter in the room, Toastmaster Mita. While a club president of one of the clubs and a teacher by passion and preference, my personal introduction would be she is the glue that holds us together. Every time a meeting ends, I'm looking after what today Toastmaster Mita has that all of us can eat. What is the khakra or the fafda that she has bought? And what are the snacks that I'm going to have today? So, coming on board, Toastmaster Mita.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning.
Sorry.
Not on video.
Please continue.
Okay. Happy morning, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster Meeta Shah for the today's R counter for today's meeting. The purpose of the R counter is to listen and make a note of unnecessary words and sounds used by all the speakers and role players of today's meeting. This report would focus on 5 major areas. Filler words such as inappropriate interjections, for instance, and, well, but, so, you know. The use of crutch words similar to basically, actually, this thing, etc. Repetitive words or phrases in the form of I, or this means, this means. Unintentional long or short pauses made by the speakers. I will present the rest of my report when called upon by General Evaluator during the General Evaluation session. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mita. For the third role for today, for someone who will keep us in check for our usage of grammar and English usage, we have Toastmaster Akib. I apologize in advance. I don't have a personalized introduction for you. Those services will be available when we talk more. But Toastmaster Akib is a new member. He's a supply chain professional. He's into fitness, and I'm sure I'll get to know a lot about you after we interact more. So, Toastmaster Akib, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashin. So today I'll be doing a role of grammarian. And before we start the role, I just wanted to ask this question. Have you ever wondered why one should care about grammar? Why bother with grammar once you're already done speaking, writing, presenting, whatever? I believe proper English is important. No, I don't want to respond. I just want to give two, three clear pointers why we need to have a better grammar. The first one is that it forms a really good impression. Once you speak a good grammar, it has a good impression. Whatever we speak, it will make those words matter. Also, it brings a kind of clarity in what we speak. So these are 3 pointers why grammar is important. Now let's go to the role. What role does is very simple. You might have seen it in previous meetings. I'll be paying close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and I'll take note of good usages, not so good usages, and certain outstanding words, quotes, sayings, thoughts, anything. And then we have this word of the day, as always. Let me share my screen and show you what is the word of the day for today's meeting. Yes. So the word of the day for today's meeting is fantabulous. Very good, of the highest quality. Toastmaster of the day, you are brilliant. You are fantabulous. Do we have any other example from the audience, online, offline, of the usage of the word fantabulous? Please go ahead and speak.
Fantabulous. Today's meeting is fantabulous, Toastmaster Meeta is saying.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meeta. So I would request all of you to try to use word of the day as much as possible. And as you're aware that I'm paying attention, you have to be really careful with what you speak. So that's about me, and I'll come in the third section when General Evaluator calls us for the report. So with that, handing over the stage back to General Evaluator.
Fantabulous, Toastmaster Akib. Thank you for that word of the day. I request everyone to use the word of the day, and if anyone uses the word of the day, let's show this as a mark of respect and the fact that they actually incorporated that in their speech or their table topics. Okay, the final role for today who will help me is the listener, Toastmaster Nandan. General description or information, he's a software engineer by profession. He loves to travel and trek, but the thing that I would characterize him is by, I think roughly we joined around the same time in Toastmasters, at least in this club. And I have seen you grow over the Toastmaster hierarchy, if there is any. I am always enthused by your passion to take up all the roles. You've always almost taken all roles and all permutations and combinations of Taggle, as well as speeches, as well as table topics. And I'm always inspired because I see someone who's beginning and who was earlier not so comfortable coming in front of the camera to now today, where people will get inspired by when they see you speak. So Toastmaster Nandan, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. So I'll be the listener for today's meeting. So my responsibility would be to listen carefully to what is said and done in this particular meeting. End of this meeting, what I'll do is I'll frame short questions just to check your listening capabilities. Over to you, Toastmaster. I've kept it very short.
Yes. Thank you so much. So let's move on. Let's spread our wings and let's have a fantabulous meeting for the rest of the meeting. Over to DTM Saurabh.
Thank you. Okay, in case you have forgotten, what do we do when someone uses the word of the day? Okay. So there is a fantabulous initiative going on in the Gabbys by Toastmaster Aparna Raja. She is helping people spread their wings in terms of table topics. So if you want to be a part of this fantabulous session, it's a boot camp, then please take a fantabulous decision to renew in the next 2 days because she's only admitting people who have taken admission to the Gabbys school. Okay, so if you want to join Aparna's coaching, you will have to become a student of the Gabbys school. So this is an icing on the cake. This is a cake in itself, but because Aparna is our home club member, we have that privilege. Great. So we are going to get started with the prepared speech section now. And there are two speakers who are ready to spread their wings with their fantabulous speeches. But thank you. Before I call the speakers, let me first confirm that the evaluators are here. So the first speaker is being evaluated by Toastmaster Puneet. Puneet, are you there? Can you please confirm it? Thank you. Yeah. No, we can see him, but is he mentally also busy? That's it. This is just a check on that. Okay. Now we're going to invite the speaker. Let me first give a speaker's introduction. He's all ready to spread his wings, standing here. He is one of the 20 plus chartered accountants that we have at the Gabbys. Toastmaster Kamal Jain is a chartered accountant, born and brought up in Gwalior, MP. He finished Polytechnic Engineering Diploma in IT before CA. He worked at Airtel, Tata Motors, Samsung, Daimler Truck. He's currently working in Daimler Truck, right? Yeah. He's passionately curious, investing his free time on equity research and political knowledge. Okay. What can I say? So the speech title but before I go to the speech title, let me explain the project objective. So the project that he's doing today is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. So what basically happens in this project is that the member gives a speech where he has to use or she has to use both vocal variety and body language in the speech, whether it's micro expressions, gestures, pace, passion, whatever, all of this combination. And that's what the evaluator looks for. So in more formal language, during the completion of this project, the member has spent time learning about and practicing their body language, including gestures and other non-verbal communication, along with their vocal variety, including pace, tone, pitch, and volume. In this speech, the member will present a well-organized speech on any topic. The evaluator will be watching for the member's awareness of the intentional and unintentional movement when body language, and also note for any distracting movements, as well as movements that enhances the speeches. So basically, this speech will be a lot of focus. The evaluation will be on the movements and the body language. So let us welcome our first speaker for today, Toastmaster Kamal Jain. The speech title, Freedom. Kamal Jain, Freedom. Freedom.
We can take breath.
Yes.
And we can not pay any tax. We don't need to pay any tax on breaths. Thanks to our finance minister, I am surprised why she has not imposed the GST on breath so far. Maybe it's freedom. What we can eat, we don't need to give an answer to anyone. I can sing like a pop star in my bathroom. I can build shops with sandals. I can eat what I want. I can eat pizza, I can eat chai samosa, whatever I want. This is one way of freedom. Other way of freedom is, I'm not a slave, but I'm a corporate employee. I'm a responsible family person because I recently married. Let's talk about social media. I can express anything from my lunch stories to my philosophy in just 1 GB data cost. I got a right to write a wrong word. So hello Toastmaster and guest. I want to ask you, what's a freedom means for you? Yeah.
Freedom of thought, and then to express that thought.
So congratulations. Being an Indian citizen, we got a right to freedom. We got a 6th fundamental right from Constitution of India. And as per Article 19 to 22, we got a right to freedom. So I want to share my views on freedom. Since I misused my freedom in my teenage, so I caused up by police. I spent almost 6 to 7 hours in lockup. So in 2012, crime rate was very high in my city, Gwalior. So one sharpshooter did a murder of one business tycoon, and in CCTV camera it was captured. He used a black pulsar in that murder. So one day, me and my friend was coming back from coaching. We were on black pulsar. And we have seen there is a one square where policemen were there, barricades are there are a lot of difficult checking was going on. So just before that distance, we thought they are checking helmet, I think, and we don't have a helmet. So we thought, should we change routes? But then we decide, no, this is our area. We don't need to be scared from anyone. We move ahead. When we reached closer about those barricades, I found some space between barricades. So I picked the race and tried to escape. What we could see only 2 policemen, but actually there was a 10 more policemen who was in civil dress with guns. The moment we tried to escape, they came all together and point up guns in front both of us. We were in handshake position. Then they bring us in police station. They interrogated in very detail, almost 6 to 7 hours. Don't worry, it was not very serious, but it was fun for me that time. Yeah. And it was a confusion, basically, what I mentioned. We were thinking it was a helmet checking, but they are looking the every black pulsar because it was recently used in that murder. It boosted my confidence and comfort with police. So I repeat same mistake in Pune. So on Valentine Day, I was coming back from club at midnight, 2 o'clock. I was my roommate was also with me, and we were using one bike, not with us, which is basically my roommate's friend bike. We again caused up by police and drink and drive. And they asked detail. We shared whatever we know, but that bike was not with his friend actually. It was registered with his brother-in-law name. So again, we caused up. We got opportunity to stay in lockup. It was night time. So the Thana in charge, TI of that police station drank more than us. He was heavily drunk. So again, it was a fun for me. We do some heated argument. We are not terrorists. Why you catch up all these? And they released us after 7 hours in just 100 rupees bribe. So I grown up from that phase and time flies. So recently, my friend Deepesh, he was in jail for 6 months because his wife committed suicide. The moment they reached to hospital, that time she was already died, so police could not take a statement. Her family was greedy, so even though they are aware about any situation, they have not done anything. Still, on the advice of advocate, they filed a case against my friend and his family. It is a non-bailable offense, so he has to spend the jail 6 months, and they pay around 25 lakhs rupees to just compromise as a compromise amount to close the case. It was closed. Have you ever visited any central jail, not police station, central jail?
Yes.
Have you ever been? Okay.
See,
Yeah, so you might relate the story of prisoners if you have also watched the movies based on the jail life, like Shawshank Redemption or Jail, in the movie Jail. So life is same. What we have seen in a movie. It was more difficult basically. Because as I mentioned in my icebreaker speech, I am part of some NGOs as well. So being a part of NGO, I got a chance to visit Central Jail in my hometown as a guest. So I got to know about everything, the process, day-to-day life about prisoners in jail. There was a 4,000 employee in Gwalior, and 300 was female, and 3 kids was also there. The kids was not criminal, but they born in jail. That's why they have to stay with mother. I got to chance interact with female prisoners and jailer as well. So we heard many stories. After that day, I never complained about my problems and pain to my parents or God anytime. Because that day, I realized precious value of freedom. Because every prisoner is not a criminal. We have some laws where even during investigation time, offense is non-vulnerable. That's why they should be in jail. Like in my friend case, he has not done anything, but he has to spend life in jail. So in the seriousness of all, freedom is a very beautiful thing. It allows us to show our ability to chase our dream and live a happy life. But don't forget, freedom comes some cost. We got a freedom from the Britishers on the cost of freedom fighter. Whenever you act anything, being a part citizen of democratic society, don't forget about brave soldiers, leaders, family, parent, last but not least, society. So thank you. May God gives you a boundless freedom like your Wi-Fi connection.
Thank you. So whoever thought that chartered accountants are boring, you did not meet Kamal. You can spend time in jail and lock up and then say it was fun. Okay, good. Now we are going to move on to the next speaker, and that is Toastmaster Gaurav Babu. But before I come to Gaurav, Aparna, are you there physically, mentally? We are going to now move on to Toastmaster Gaurav's speech. The project objective. So this is the speech from Presentation Mastery Path, Level 1, Project 2. This is writing a speech with a purpose. So after the first speech that a Toastmaster gives in the pathways, where they do the icebreaker, where that speech is a very generic speech, you talk about yourself. Here, you have to define a purpose for the speech and then write a speech based on that purpose. So your speech, you can say that I want to give an inspirational speech. I want to entertain people. You write the purpose and then you give the speech. So that's what he's going to do today. Toastmaster Gaurav, this is again a 5 to 7 minute speech. Gaurav is not a chartered accountant. He is a design engineer based out of Bangalore, holds an undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering and a postgraduate degree in tool engineering. All scholars you find here. He is passionate about gaming, bike rides, and sketching, eager to enhance his public speaking and leadership abilities. He joined the Toastmasters Club, the Gabbys, and looks forward to making new friends. He is not here to become a good speaker. Right? Yeah. Okay, so with this, let me welcome our second speaker for today, Toastmaster Gaurav. The journey, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, DTM sir. Today, I hold in my hand a piece of history, a German bank savings book from the year 1977. And this was owned by a man who embarked a journey from India to Germany with a single aim to provide better for his family. This man was none other than my grandfather. My grandfather was a single child. He lost his father at the tender age of 3 back in 1950. His mother, a beacon of strength, used to make incense sticks at home and make ends meet. My grandfather was inspired to do something meaningful in life. So he completed his diploma here in Bangalore. And later on, he joined as a mechanical machine operator here in Bangalore. Later on, with the help of his friends, he took the bold decision to leave his family behind and move all the way to Germany with a single aim for a brighter future. Just imagine a man on a foreign land, unfamiliar with the language, nor the culture, nor the cuisine, and who knows what kind of hardships he had to face back then. He overcame all of this victoriously. And you might wonder what he did next. He worked in Germany for about 10 years and returned back to India, Bangalore, and he established an industry of his own, which is now taken care of by my father. He helped my uncle establish an industry as well. My grandfather's journey from being courage to disciplined to determined to having a passion has given employment to over 180 people and counting as of now. What do we learn from this? Discipline, determination, and courage is something very important that definitely gives you success in life. Talking about success, does hard work, achieving a goal, does it mean success to you? What I would say, it's the story you build for yourself. It's always the story. And let me tell you how I learned about this through the experience I had during my post-graduation. During my post-graduation, I met some of the most amazing people, and they were my professors. Here, the professors were of the age of about 60 years and above. So any doubts you had, the stories always started from 1970s. So it started off from where they worked, to what they wore, to what they drove. It was just like stories, just like in the movies, but it was a lot more captivating. Me and my friends used to wait only for the credit scene here, because that's where the true answer lay for all of our questions. And you might wonder, okay, having a bank statement and story is all, you're done with life. But that is not all. You can still be happy with nothing in life. Let me give you an instance. Me and my family had planned to go to a temple at a far off village. So as planned, we packed our bags and we put it in the car and we were off. We had a lot of sweets. So we decided, okay, what we'll do, we'll distribute the sweets to the people on the way, in the villages. So as planned again, we stopped the car at a village where we saw lots of kids playing around that house. And we rolled down the window. We offered the sweets to the kids. The kids ran to the car. And as they looked into the box of sweets, box of colorful sweets, I should mention, their eyes just lit up. But you might wonder what they did next. They did not pick up even one sweet. They looked back at their mom for approval. Their mom in turn peeked in to see what it was. And she gave a nod of approval. The kids were so thrilled. They were overjoyed and they just picked up sweets not in one hand, but both their hands. I was out of the world. I was thrilled to see how something I barely cared about made those kids so happy. So in life, it's just not about the bank statement or the milestones you reach. It is also about how you live the silliest of the moments. Remember, happiness is not a destiny. It's rather a journey. So from these stories of my three stories I've told you, what do you think is most important? Is it the goal you have and you achieve by the end of your life, just like my grandfather did? Or is it making a story for yourself, just like my professors? Or is it just living at the moment, just happy, just like those kids in the villages? Could any one of you just give me an answer in 1 or 2 sentences at the most? What do you feel is most important? Or what do you think is important? Anyone?
Combination of all, I would guess.
Exactly, that's what even I feel.
Combination of all.
Have a goal. Have a goal for yourself. That's very important. And try to live happily with the silly moments of your life. And kaboom, you already have a great story. So let's embrace ourselves and dive into the world of creating a beautiful journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so our G has suggested that we don't take a break, so we'll not take a break today because we are slightly behind time. We'll straight away move on to the next section. And the next section for today is the table topic section. And the table topic master is Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegre. So before we hand over to Sri Lakshmi, let me also introduce that we have got our table topic evaluators in the Gabbys meeting. Somebody who's going to evaluate the table topic speakers. And was supposed to be someone else, but since that person did not join, so we have got a fantastic replacement, who's one of the ace table topic speakers, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed. He will be the table topic evaluator for today. He will be evaluating all the table topic speakers. Now, let me introduce the table topic master. So Shrilakshmi, before that, since the Gabbys contests are around the corner, so if any of the Gabbys contestants are there in the room who are participating in table topics, please give them the chance first. Any of the Gabbys contestants online, please raise your hand. Anyone contesting for the Gabbys at the Gabbys Club contest? Renu, Puneet, who else? Akib, Mukund. Okay. Mukund is a timer. Okay, Renu definitely, yeah. Renu definitely you should call, and then a couple of people in the room as well. Yeah, I'll let you know. Okay, let me now introduce the table topic master for today. The table topic master for today is Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde is a soft skills trainer and an image consultant, and she is one of the charter member of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, for conducting this session.
You're on mute, Sri Lakshmi. Thank you very much, DTM Saurav. Now coming to the very interesting session, second round of our meeting, that is table topic session. For some people, it's very, very exciting. For some people, it's a little bit of challenging. Don't worry, it's the platform to learn. Gabbys is the best platform to practice your impromptu speaking. That is, especially table topics is the best platform to improve your impromptu speaking. I request guests and member to actively participate, and those who are participating in the contest, please raise your hand. I request you to raise your hand. First, I will select the speaker, then I give you the topic of table topic session. In Gabbys, we'll encourage people, those who are willing to learn and those who need a little nudge. And if I'm not able to pick any speaker because of time limit, I'm really, really sorry. I'm really sorry from bottom of my heart. There are a lot of meetings happening in our upcoming weeks. Every week we have 3 meetings, so you can come and participate in next upcoming meeting as table topic speaker. And now coming to time limits, speaker need to speak minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds. At 1 minute timer will show the green slide, 1 minute 30 seconds timer will show the yellow slide, and at 2 minute timer will show the red slide, and red slide will be there till 2 minutes 30 seconds. If you speak more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. And if you speak less than 1 minute also, you'll be disqualified. Now coming to table topic session, please raise your hand who wants to volunteer for the first question. Don't worry, I have very easy questions. Okay, Renu, okay. Renu, can you take the first question?
Yeah, please.
Okay. If you get the power to be invisible for 24 hours, what do you do? Should I repeat?
No, that's it. Thank you. Well, I think I already have that power in me. So I do zone out during the time of the day, and when I'm already invisible, so I am zoning out and I may be traveling in my thoughts and trying to know what my children are up to, right? So most of my life surrounds around my children and family. So I often zone out. So yes, and I do like to go invisible for some time during the day, physically also, so that I am able to be part of their day-to-day activity when they are not in and around me. So it would be a wonderful an experience. And like I tease them at home, I'll be more able to like bother them more when they are away in their college and schools. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Renu. Puneet, can you take the next question, please?
Yes.
Okay. Which major incident added wings to your life?
The today's theme is, do we have a wings? Many a time I realized I had a wings when I fly. There are many incidents that made me feel I had the wings that right from the childhood. During my educations, I was not a good education, and I was to go to like I don't know about other child. I was that kind of person. And being that kind of person, and my parent pushed me to. I was in the Kannada medium primary school, and I was moved to the English medium school. Without my permission, they put me into that zone. Then later in my college, they intentionally they put me into uh, the the zone where it is difficult for me to get educated, and that means the subjects were difficult for me. Every time they pushed me bar to see I had a wings. And I let me come to the one incident where it made me the feel I had the wings, was when I took president role in my previous club. What had happened, I was not at all ready to take any role. That means even though I was interested, but I didn't have any courage to take that role. And during that time,
the nature supported and my mentor supported. Why did I say the nature supported? During that time, no one was there in the club. During that time, I was the only one. Uh, they didn't have any options, and I was not ready. They pushed me to take that role. Then that moment, I didn't know. The thought when was in my mind. Thought in my mind was, I'm going to run this club only for 2 to 3 months, and after that, I will anyway I will fail. Let's try that. But it was hard to accept the failure, uh, to give up. I didn't know how to say I quit. So I moved. Then, with all the support of the area directors and my mentors, then I ran the club for an year, and that made me feel that yeah, I had a wings. The many a time it happened, and I that made me feel the life is interesting. Yeah, this one incident that made me realize that I will have many wings. I made to discover that. Thank you, and over to Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you very much, Puneet. Yeah, you realized that you can run as a president at Toastmaster Club. You thought that you will not able to run for 2 to 3 minutes, and you ran for 1 year. Congratulations for doing it successfully. And
Sri Lakshmi, are we not giving opportunity to people in the room? Only online speakers today?
Okay, Ashrin's mom, you want to
I already sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Okay, I haven't seen.
There's Meeta, there's Mohan, they're all in the room.
Renu, can you take the next question?
Renu has already spoken.
Okay. Meeta, can you take the next question? Oh, who added wings to your life?
Who added wings to me?
Yeah.
Yes. That is the way where I remember back to 2012, when I was in depression, when my mother passed away in 2011. I had no other one to take care. I was thinking the life is gone. Nothing is there in my life. My life is over. But that time, my brother, who realized that I had thought to go for higher education, at that time, my family was not allowing. But now this is the right time to put me out of the house. He pulled me and he took my admission. And after 2 decades, I went back to the college and did my master's. And he was the one who always was behind me because I was not a good techno person. And I was always going for library to hunt and write. And that time before 2 decades, what it was. But he was the one who used to drop me till the college. And even the classes is there after that, he used to wait for me there and pick me, drop me, and even the panel discussion and to go to visit any other even the Vidhan Soda, he took me for the interviews and all. So he was the one person who took me, and then I realized that yes, I am able to do and I can do it. And that time was the moment where I was, with the help of him, I begged forth in the university. So that realized me that I have a wings, but I don't know where it is and how I have to fly. So that was my brother, and I say hats off for me. And today also to be Toastmaster, he is the one person always motivates me. If morning I have to go, he'll wake me at 5 o'clock. Ready, go get up. Now you have to go for your Toastmaster. So this is the one way he is always pushing me back and join me to anything wherever I wish. He is always behind that, whether he's in hospital or whether he's a sick, but he always push me that your time is there, your class is there, you go to your club and finish your work. So that is the way. And what about you, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi? Where is your wings? Who is the one? Can you share me? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Meeta. It's a fantastic answer. My wings is within myself. I know I can fly whatever I can. I know I can do whatever I want to do. And I want to congratulate you and your brother. And you are so lucky to have such a wonderful and supportive brother. Megha, can you take the next question?
Yes, sure.
Can you come on camera, please? Are you comfortable coming on camera?
I am on the camera.
I can't see you.
You can't see.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll give you a question. Can you share any miraculous incident happened in your life?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
You are not visible to me, but you are audible. You're audible.
Yes, but I think my camera is not
You have
working.
the lid on. I think the camera's
ahead.
lid is on. So if you remove the lid, it will come.
What should I do?
We can go ahead. We can go ahead without the camera.
Okay, you can go ahead without camera, Mega sorry.
Can I have the title once again?
Okay, can you share any miraculous incident happened in your life?
Yes. Yes, there was one incident back to times where, like unlike every other parent, my father was also very much puzzled and, troubled and stuck into where should I admit my daughter? Like I had good grades, I was a scholar in math student, and like many others, he also wanted me to take the PET coaching and go for BTech and become an engineer. But I had some other dreams. My ideals were Barkha Dutt, Pranay Roy, and Rajdeep Sardesai. So I told my dad, no, Dad, I don't want to do something, I don't want to study for something that is so very stagnant, 9 to 5 job, and I want to become a journalist like Barkha Dutt. So I opposed and I was impervious to whatever he was saying. So he told me you will be tagged as a college dropout. I said, I don't care if I become a college dropout. And after just a few days, I took my cousin and a camera and a recorder because back in 1998, I don't think so. And there were any smartphones or such recorders, no podcast, no coffee with any kind of a celebrity. And so with the yellow directory, I took out some names, thinking that yes, I will have new events, new stories, will go to new places, and I am the journalist. And after a few these kind of sessions and these talks, I started searching for newspapers where these could be published. And one day, really one miracle happened that I had a talk with one of the local politicians, and the article was published into a local newspaper there in Bhopal. And it was read by the son of Madhur of Sindhya. And then he called me that why don't we have a talk? And then I thought, yes, this is the miracle happened. And I went to my dad and said proudly, see, you say that you are roaming on streets and talking to people, going to places I don't even know. When do you go? When do you come home? And see, now Aditya Roy Sindhya has called me to Gwalior and wants me to take his interview and get it published in a national newspaper. So yes, that was a miracle that happened.
Thank you, Meghna. Thank you, Meghna. And congratulations, Megha. I'm really surprised. This is really a miracle happened with you. Really, it's really a miracle. Congratulations for delivering a successful topic. Mohan, can you take the next question?
Sure.
Okay. If you get the opportunity to fly, travel by flight without being visible, what you will do?
That would be
If you get an opportunity to travel by flight without being visible, that is being invisible, what you would do?
just okay. If I get a chance to travel like any trips, like I can't visible, but I can enjoy the moment of sounds. So if you go to any music, like if I get by chance, if I get a chance to visit, like either I can go to Seattle, either I get in Dubai, or else any Europe. But I'm not able to explore the place yet because I'm not eligible. But I can hear the sounds, the music, and the international travelers where I can also meet, where can I explore like how they are, how they are enjoying the days, how they are exploring, how they are improving their lives, day lives, and these things I can meet with in person, and I can talk to them because I can hear it because I'm not visible but can hear them voice, and I can enjoy the movies also, like where even I most love the songs and music, those things, where I can go to some events where I can enjoy, where I can dance as well, like where I can dance, like I can meet some person similar to my folks who are not visible also. Let them dance with it because they are also not visible. I am not visible. So similarly, we both can enjoy a lot better compared with visible folks. This is also like we can find some way, one to guide to them, like exploring the ways how can we enjoy, how can we happy in the present moment if we get a chance to explore those kind of worlds.
Thank you very much, Mohan. If I am there, I would have tried all the local cuisine wherever I go. I would have done that. I love to do that. And now coming to the last speaker, Mano, can you take the next question? Prasanth Mano.
Yeah.
Okay. Which life major incident added wings to your life?
Which live major incident added means to my life? So I remember exactly, so basically, even I had lost my mother when I was in a village at the age of 10. And then I lost the guidance, basically. So I used to just take care of my animals and farm. And I realized that, like, kind of, I will be not going out of here. My life, I will not able to complete my education because there is no one to guide. And especially losing mother is like someone who provided the courage. So I had lost all the hope, but then suddenly I think I moved to my nanny place, and there I got the support from my sisters, especially my mama sisters, and they guided me a lot, and they provided me the love which I was left, which I was not getting from my mother. So that kind of guided me, and then I became good in kind of education, and then I also went to Kota and then did the preparation at JEE, and then I was able to kind of get into NIT. So I believe so that transformation from like the moment I left my village, which was not good for me, not providing me the right kind of environment to grow me. That incident actually changed my life. Even when I remember right now, when I think of if I was not left, I would have been there, and my life would have been kind of miserable because I was like living a life where no one was guiding me. I was not getting the love I needed. So I think the moment of moving, that moment of that incident of moving from my hometown to my nanny place kind of changed my life. Yeah. Thank you.
That's very true. Your grandparents and aunts are loved equally as our parents. Very much true. I can resonate with you. Now, because of time limit, I'm not able to call all the speakers. I'm really sorry from bottom of my heart. Tomorrow, from Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be upcoming meetings. Or next Saturday also, you can join and participate in table topics. Those who are not want to participate, but I'm not able to call you because of time limits. Now I hand over stage back to Toastmaster of the day, DTM Saurav. Thank you everybody for active participation.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Master. Table topic master, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Hey, great. So before I hand over to the general evaluator, I'll go back to that second part of the discussion that we were having, right? So who helped you spread your wings? Or is there someone that you helped to spread their wings? So I see a couple of speakers who raised their hand during table topics and we couldn't give them an opportunity. Shravan, I saw you raising your hand. Would you want to take this? Would you want to share who you helped or someone who helped you to spread your wings?
I cannot say a particular person, but we are all connected with many people. Everybody has their own role in our life. Even one character is missing in our life, our story would have been in a different story. So I'll definitely say many people. Maybe it is driven by Almighty, I believe. That is how I can define who helped me is it's not a human, it's something beyond that.
Lovely. In fact, there's a very famous quote for this. Can someone tell me what the quote is? There's one very good quote which summarizes what just Shravan said.
Not sure if this is what it means. God sees the truth but waits. That's what came to my mind when he spoke.
It takes an entire village to raise a child. Right. So that's what he just said. That there's so many people who actually, we may see that one particular person is pushing us and we remember that person, but there are so many people before that who has brought us to that point where we are even ready to spread the wings, right? So we often forget those people. Okay, what someone online who helped you spread your wings, or someone that you helped to spread their wings? Yogesh. Yogesh, you also wanted to speak in the table topic, but we, with the paucity of time, we couldn't give you a chance. So, who do you want to take this up? Yogesh, your story? Yes, Akif, please go ahead.
Yep. So there is a story of a person who used to do survey of containers, as you see containers, big containers. So he used to do survey for a survey company, and we had contract with these guys. So I would always talk to this guy, hey, how's things? How are you doing? And he's like, hey, I want to upgrade my life. I want to get into a place wherein I can do a job sitting in office, or do a manager kind of role, because I know the job very well, but I'm not getting a platform to get into that kind of role. And I did realize that it will be difficult for him because of qualification related concerns. I was like, hey, why don't you share your CV and let me help you build a better CV from what you know already, what you have learned in your life. And then we worked with his CV, and I forwarded this to a few of my friends. Luckily, he got into an interview and got a job. And from then on, his life has transformed way better. He switched companies, I think 2 companies by now, and he's doing pretty well. So I think that one transformation is something which God helped me, guide him in a better way. And I feel happy that I was able to, follow those vibes, follow those thoughts that I can help him, and I'm looking forward to do it more often. Yeah. So, but that kind of helped him in a longer run, and allowed me also to see that I can actually help people transform their lives.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akif, for your story. What about you, Ganesh? Do you have a story to share? Someone who helped you spread your wings, or someone you helped spread it, whatever.
Yeah.
You can come
okay.
here.
So there was this incident where one of my who's reporting to me. He's a very good, fantabulous person, and he is very technical, and nobody realized his technical content of whatever he had. And it was being overshadowed by somebody else who actually took over a lot of things. Who can speak, I think they will be able to project themselves better. So when that person, I identified his capability of a technical person, and I promoted him to the next level. So he felt a lot of thankfulness to me to understand what he has to offer as part of the technical stuff. I mean, not that I was not, someone also has made sure that I spread my, and that is also one of the stories. I think I had many of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So these are some of the fantastic stories of people sharing about those people who helped them spread their wings. We will come back to the last part when we are going to talk about when we took a flight, but it did not land as we planned. Then what did we do next? Right. But before that, let's hear some fantabulous evaluations from the general evaluator and her team. Over to you.
So we had a fantabulous first part and second part of the meeting where we had prepared speeches, table topics. Now is the part where everything comes to fruition and we listen from our wonderful evaluators on how they assessed everyone's speeches. Today we had 2 speakers, Toastmaster Kamal and Toastmaster Gaurav. I have a lot to talk about you, but I'll first give an opportunity to your evaluators to speak. To evaluate Toastmaster Kamals, we have on board Toastmaster Puneet. Puneet, can you, okay, I can see you. Toastmaster Puneet, your textbook introduction is you're a techie, you're a non-fiction tech enthusiast. But the one thing that I remember about you is you are that PR for Gabbys Club. You are the person who everyone has had a conversation with over tea after the Gabbys meeting. And you represent Gabbys very well. So yeah, Toastmaster Puneet, over to you. Please assess Toastmaster Kamal's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashin. What such a warm welcome. Thank you. What a personal story about freedom. One of your speech is one of the best example of how to collate our personal incidents and make a meaningful speech out of it. I appreciate that. Coming to your speech has two parts. In the first version, where it was hilarious and you bring a smile. The second version, it was a serious look where you add the strong message to it. I have seen many great speakers who I get inspired. They use this tactics where in the first half they will make us laugh. In the second half, they bring a strong message. And you cracked one of the great speech structure, um, one of the great speech structures, and I appreciate that. And in the two version, what I observed is the tone variation. In the first tone, there was the I can hear the smile. There's an enthusiasm. Then the second one, there is a seriousness was coming. Not only the tone, and even I saw your facial expressions. It was smiling at the first half. The second half, it was a bit serious, and you made us. It was so contagious that I was also in with you, the same emotions and vocal variety and the facial expression that was connected with an audience. The coming to the hand gestures, it was I have seen the speeches before. The compared to that, it was a great improvement. Giving a pauses when you ask the questions, and overall you speak confidently with an enthusiasm on the stage, and I appreciate that. Now coming to the recommendations, I have the two recommendations for you. The first one was hand gestures were not visible all the time. Might be for the in offline people, but for the online audience, we were not visible. The hand gestures were not visible all the time. They make sure that either your hands are up, little bit up, or you adjust your camera accordingly. Then your eye contact. I know you made a good eye contact with the offline audience, and what online audience did to you. You didn't look at the camera. The next time, make sure that you also cover the online audience. Then I felt somewhere in your speeches it was a bit monotonous. You can overcome it by bringing a conversations. For example, you shared one incident where you had an interaction with the police. Instead of explain it, the show us or act those characters, the police characters, and how you the dialogue conversations, and that would help to engage more. And overall, in this speech, I see the better at the tone and better at tone variation and hand gestures. And all the best for your upcoming speeches. And thank you. And over to General Evaluator Toastmaster Rashi.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Can we have a huge round of applause? Toastmaster Kamal, Puneet described actually very well. I also felt this crest and trough with your speech. When you laughed, we laughed with you. And in the second part of the speech, I was least expecting it, and you threw us off a cliff in the second part of the story, and you almost made us cry. So amazing storytelling skills. The only recommendation that I have for you as well as for the evaluator, the one thing that can take us or elevate our speech to the next level is our diction and clarity, the congruency of the sentences. So once we start working on that, I'll be able to decipher where your sentence starts and where your sentence ends. I have a lot to learn from you in terms of the humor, in terms of storytelling. But the one thing that all of us, I think, can practice more is our congruency of sentences so that we don't leave our grammarian unhappy after the end of the meeting. Okay, so we will move on to our next speaker for today, Toastmaster Gaurav. Toastmaster Gaurav is going to be evaluated by our in-house champ, Toastmaster Aparna. Aparna is my mentor, and I have looked up to her, even online and offline, and not just in the sphere of Toastmasters, but outside of it as well. I follow her on LinkedIn, I see her social media activity, and I'm always inspired by everything that she does. She's not something that who will preach and tell you how to actually go about something, but she'll actually live by example and lead by example. So we have a lot to learn from Toastmaster Aparna, and more so because we have our table topics and evaluation context next week. So we should definitely take a leaf from how she evaluates. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arsheen. Yes, there we have Gaurav. Timer, you may start the time now. So, Gaurav, I was mighty surprised to hear that this was just your second speech, because you're such a confident speaker, and this is not forced confidence. It's not a confidence you're faking. It comes naturally to you. And that stood out for me all through your speech. Now, how did I tell that you are a confident speaker? Was the ease with which you spoke. The language just came out. The story just came around. You weren't really fumbling all that much. The writing, especially, was very good. The writing was good because it was very easy to follow. And as we were following you, we also felt like we were coming along in the journey. So that is why I say your confidence was great and your writing of this particular speech was very good. I also want to point out this important fact that your eye contact was really good. You know why I say that? Because this is a hybrid meeting. You were looking at people here on screen. I'm online. You were looking at us and you were looking at people there. You continuously kept toggling, which is what we recommend people to do, and not an easy task. You did that very well too. Then I have one more point which stood out for me. So I actually have 4 great points for you. The last point were gestures. The gestures were natural. You had a lot of gestures and they just came naturally. Your hands were flaying around. You were using it completely. I believe you have dabbled in the arts. Otherwise, that doesn't really come easily. So there was this pointing out. There was this gesture. There were these placements. A lot of things were happening in terms of your gestures, which came out beautifully and added that flavor to your speech. All in all, wonderfully done. Confidence, great. Eye contact, wonderful. Writing, nicely done. The gestures were superb. Now, what is it that you can work on? Okay, quickly coming to that. Today, you had shared that the purpose of your speech was inspiration through personal stories. This is what you had shared with me in your evaluation sheet. Now, inspiration is what I was looking for in your speech. And you tried a very experimental method of making a speech. You didn't have one, but you had 3 stories. That was not the experiment. The experiment was that you brought about very different messages from all 3 stories. Now, I understand and I applaud your innovative bend of mind. However, I think the experiment really didn't take off that well. I'll tell you why. The first story about your grandfather was truly inspirational. Absolutely no doubt about it. The second story with your professors was more about looking back, reminiscing, and feeling happy about what's gone. The third was about finding happiness in small things. Now, I was looking to see how you brought out the inspiration in the second and the third story. What you could have done is, the first was fine. Let's take the third, for example. You could have said that from that moment on, I started seeing inspiration, or rather happiness in small things. And today, when I look at little things, I find it inspiration. Like that, you could have brought out that flare of inspiration in all of that deliberately. You could have done it for second and the third story, or stuck to one story, which is boring. However, it would have served the purpose. But I applaud you taking this risk. So just that recommendation from my side to you in terms of your structure. Otherwise, everything else was in place. So thank you very much, Gaurav. I am eagerly looking forward to your next speech. Thanks. And back to you, Toastmaster Ashim. GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna, and thank you, Gaurav. Can we have a huge round of applause for both of them? So I think Aparna summarized very well what I also wanted to say. I honestly loved your storytelling, Gaurav. As I said to Toastmaster Kamal, yours was completely opposite. You had very good diction and very good clarity of thought. And one thing that I suck at is I don't take pauses. I go off like someone is after my life, and you don't. Your pauses were measured, calculated. You were taking a breath, and almost when I forgot, oh, I think he has forgotten something, you came up with your next thought. So your storytelling and your way of delivering that story is something that everyone can learn from. And you did it with so much panache. Like, I don't feel there was any amount of nervousness in you, because when I come on the stage and I speak, I start trembling and I start shaking. I don't know if it's visible, but for you, it felt like, how effortless is he? So I love that part of your speech. The one thing that I think you could have worked on a little bit is what Aparna covered. I somehow felt the message got lost in translation. I loved the message in the first story, but in the second and third, I was trying to figure out what was the point of it, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to take back a message. What was that message that you were driving across? Was it inspiration? And then what was the point of the second and third story? So keep working on it, and we'll come here for your future speeches and learn a lot from both of you, actually, Toastmaster Kamal and Toastmaster Gaurav. We're done with the evaluations for today, but we have one very important evaluator in the house who's going to evaluate our table topics. In the interest of time, I would request the timer to let us know how much time our TTE has and what will be the green, yellow, and red. 5 more.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, so we'll have a green card at 3, yellow at 4, and red card at 5. Toastmaster Noor, you are the table topic evaluator for today. I have honestly not seen Noor in person, and I apologize for that. That could be my inconvenience, my not noticing him, but I've always seen what he writes on chat. And I'm amazed by what he writes on chat. Whenever someone comes to the Toastmaster meeting, they should just click on the chat button. And if Noor is in the house, the chat is the most interesting thing as part of the meeting. So Toastmaster Noor, please help us know what we did good with our table topic. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very good morning to you all. So before I start with my evaluation time, please don't time me. No one has ever seen me online. Yeah, not just UG. Okay. So that out of the way, I must congratulate first the table topic master for giving topics which were in line with the theme. Now let's start the evaluation. First speaker was Renu Kaushal. Renu Kaushal, you got a topic. If you get the power to be invisible for 24 hours, what will you do? Right? So you started with telling us about I will zone out, thought travel through your family, and you had a good smile. The one thing I loved about your speech was your smile. Right? You are always smiling. Toastmaster Renu, you spoke for a very short period of time. So I would recommend that you have an idea, take 10 seconds, have an idea in mind, and then speak about it. You say that what I do when I become invisible is I thought travel. All right. You can start with an unusual opening. Since you're going to participate in table topics contest, what you have to do is start with an unusual opening. Either you start as a scene. If you have seen movies, the movies just start with a scene. Just, it was dark night, all right, and I was walking by, something like that, right? And have vocal variety. Vocal variety is very important for any speaker. If you are not showing that passion, if you're not showing that the variety in your tone, then you're not going to capture the attention of the audience. Now, if you see, I don't have any, you cannot see my face, just my voice, right? Still, I can capture the attention because I'm varying my vocal variety, right? The same thing applies for all the speakers. You have to work on your table topics a bit because you got to frame the topic and then go ahead. The second speaker was Puneet. Which major life incident added wings to your life? So Puneet, you also started with a very common opening. All right. The one thing I liked about your speech was that you're confident, right? And you talked a lot, and then you came to that role of your president's role where you had no courage. Your story started from that. You're 1 minute into the speech, and the main crux of the speech started from there. So Puneet, what I would suggest for you is the same thing what I suggested for the first speaker, is to take 10 seconds. Think about what was that major incident. If you are building context, you can build context, right? With something, right? I realized I had wings when I was flying. So I didn't know that I had wings until I flew, right? So you can start something of that sort. Build context. So if you have a story, build context first and conclude strong. You had a good story, the president's role story, but you didn't conclude because you didn't have time. Right? Conclusion is very important. Now, the third speaker was Meeta, who added wings to your life. Meeta, you started with a good story. All right, it was 2012. You were in depression because of the loss of the mother in 2011. How your brother influenced your life and the college admission. It was a good story, right? Your gestures were natural. They were strong gestures. In fact, you have strong voice, strong conviction. What I felt was you're a little repetitive at the end. Uh, that's my observation. If you could just stop when you have the message, end strongly, and that's it. Don't repeat yourself. It happens mostly in table topics, but you have to be aware of this. Now, the fourth speaker was Megha. Can you share a miraculous incident in your life? You started with the dilemma every father is in when they have to admit their daughter in the college. But I think there was a little bit of emotion when you spoke. I think you were a little sentimental when you recollected this incident. And I think it worked in your favor. This whole, when you feel something, it is evident in your voice and in your face, right? I didn't see you though, but I could feel the emotion, right? So emotions always work out. When you feel and talk, it feels, we connect to you. So I feel, Megha, you're an initiator and a really miracle has happened in your life. If you could just conclude, you have given a good speech. Mohan, if you get an opportunity to fly without being visible, what would you do? I think you were bold by an unusual topic, right? But one thing I loved about your speech, Mohan, was you have good confidence. You speak with confidence, even though it was uh, uh, a string of incidents which you mentioned, but you have good confidence. Build on that confidence and take a structure to your table topic. If you have a structure to your table topic, you can speak really powerfully, right? Good luck to you, Mohan. The last speaker was Manav. Which life major incident added wings to your life? Uh, Mohan, Manav, you're a good speaker, all right? What you've got to do is just start with that opening. Like, for example, start with a rhetorical question. How many of you have lost guidance very early in your life? Please raise your hand. How many of you lost your mother? Please raise your hand. I did. And you start from there. So capture the attention of the audience at the very beginning. The expression of gratitude, what you have, the contrast, what you bought, I really liked it. All right. If you could just do that a little bit and conclude strongly, I think Manav, you have a winning shot at the table topics contest. Back to you, GE.
We can't hear you. Or is it just me?
I was thinking nobody was able to hear me.
No, we could hear you. No.
Okay, fantastic.
But I can't hear Arshin. Or is that just only?
No, I think we can't hear.
Okay.
Saurav, if you are doing something, disconnect the audio and connect it again. It happens to me all the time.
Are we audible now?
Okay. Okay, so I think we lost what I said in the last 2 minutes. We had a round of applause for Toastmaster Noor and everyone who took up the table topics. I said to note that he had a very well balanced and very well rounded evaluation for everyone. It looked unbiased. He had positives, negatives, recommendations, and how people could improve their table topics. And I think this is very important at this juncture when we are just warming up for the contests to begin and we are learning from each other. Not only the evaluations, but we should look at other people speak and take a book from their story. For the other role players, I'll come at the end of the meeting. But for now, I have my Taggle team who has been working hard and they have been writing down their report for different aspects of what they were tasked with today. So I'm going to call upon Toastmaster Mukund for today, who is the timer for today. And Toastmaster Mukund, please help show your report.
Sure. Thank you, Ashwin. And I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know once you can. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we have one disqualification, that is Megha Jetwani. She took 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Congratulations to Punit, who said thank you right at the end of 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Well, good job done. And so with Kamal, 7 minutes, 28 seconds, and he said thank you. And I stopped my watch. I'm not sure about Noor Mohammed. He took 6 minutes and 12 seconds. So I don't know if that qualifies.
We don't disqualify the table topic evaluator. It's more of a recommendation.
Absolutely right. Okay. So this is my report to the general evaluator. Thank you. And back to you. So basically only one disqualification.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mukund. A very crisp report, and we didn't have to waste any time to figure out who took what amount of time. I'm going to move on to the next role taker for today, our R counter Toastmaster Meeta.
Yes, I've shared the thing in the
Okay.
Okay.
Can you put it in the chat, or can someone else put it in the chat for the call? In the chat for the Zoom meeting. Okay, I'll do that. Do you want to present your report or? Okay. Okay. So what we'll do is, as the meeting is going on, we'll share the report that Toastmaster Meeta has prepared for the R counter. Moving on to the third role taker for today, the grammarian Akib. Akib, help us know how fantabulous we were in our attempt to use the word of the day as well as our grammar.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rasheen. The report is here and I'll be sharing it one by one with all the segments that we have in the report. What stood out for me was the call out made by G in the beginning that, hey, we all have to have that congruency of sentences. Sometimes it gets missed what all you are trying to complete in that sentence. So yeah, I think that stood out for me, but let me start and share. Word of the day was used by a lot of people. I might have missed few, but for sure, I know DTM Saurav used it multiple times. So fantabulous job done, DTM Saurav. A lot of people used in chat box as well. Fantabulous. So it's a good, fantabulous job done by fantabulous people sitting in this room. What are the good usages in meeting? Many, I think we started by saying hone your skill, vicious cycle, took a toll on me. It gave me goosebumps, mustering courage, beacon of strength, impervious. It takes entire village to raise a kid. I think by using all these sentences, it makes our English a little better and little sharper than what we usually speak. Few rhetorical devices, I think Toastmaster Mukesh used. What do you think is important? One of the village story and one of the happiness stories, and the other is it. Toastmaster Kunal used, may your life gives boundless freedom like Wi-Fi, and that was good. So metaphor usages really brings in a lot of attention. And then answer not required. There were few more questions wherein we didn't seek answer, but just the question. When it comes to recommendation, I think one of speakers says mundane. That could have been pronounced as mundane. And there were 2-3 more stuff which I feel could be improved and spoken a little better. So spot round was remaining, could have been said there was 1 round spot remaining. He did a murder, could have been said as he committed a murder. Then 3 kids was there, could have been said as 3. There were 3 kids as well. So that's how the good and bad usages. But I would request all of you to keep using fantabulous word in your daily life so that you have a fantabulous grammar, fantabulous English speaking and public communication skill developed. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akib. The word of the day was actually very easy to use today, and I've observed meetings where the whole meeting has gone by and we haven't used it even once. Your word was so easy to understand that some of us might have learned a new word today, and all of us almost used it in some part or the other. We'll move on to the last role from my team, and then I'll come with my report. The last role for today is Toastmaster Nandan, and he'll actually test whether we were listening to the meeting or not. So over to you, Toastmaster Nandan.
So a lot of fantabulous speakers, and let's see, we have a lot of information that was shared during the meeting. So what was one weird rule that was there in Ashwin's school? Yeah. The right to freedom is covered in which articles?
16 to 20 or
19 to 21. 19 to
30. 19 to 20.
19 to 22. So going back to the jail part. So how many hours was Kamal Jain grilled in the police station?
7.
6 hours.
6 hours.
6 to 7 it was. So which city jail did Kamal Jain visit as a guest?
Gwalior Central Jail.
Gwalior.
Yeah, Gwalior. So how many years did Gaurav's grandfather work in Germany?
10.
So Mita ma'am's brother generally wakes her up at what time when she has to visit?
5.
Good listeners, yeah. So name any two idols which TM Megha mentioned.
Wait, Farhadat?
Yes, sir.
And Rajdeep
No,
Sardesai.
Roy. No, Roy.
Rajdeep Sardesai. Yes. So there were two speakers today who mentioned about Gwalior. Who are they?
One is Kamal.
Yes. So here I see that you people were very good listeners. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we have a huge round of applause for all the Taggle team players for today? We have shared the review. Do you want to come over and present? Okay. I think, sure. Let me try to open up the. I am very lousy with Mac because I have a Windows laptop. I'm just opening this. Yeah, it's opening. No, this is a timer sheet. Where is the?
No, I shared it.
Can someone put it again?
Orally, I can say.
You can say orally, yeah. Or you can just use your sheet and yeah. You want to come here?
Mention it.
Yeah, it's okay. Just.
So, okay, everyone, and today, fabulous job done by our DTM Nancy, DTM Sauradatta, and our I think Noor Mohammed. So he's DTM, I don't know. So he's DTM. No, okay. These three people has not got any asked, as well as we have a 1 minute. Akib, Kamal Jain, and Gaurav has got only one. That's not counted, but it's a really fabulous job, and they have done fantastic, fabulous. Aparna Raja, again fabulous, and that's all. And few of them only less. That is not much. So today I was very keen observer, but I didn't get anyone more this one. So thank you and all the best for next.
Thank you to my very skilled team for today. Let's come to my evaluation of the meeting. Let's start with our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mohan. Mohan, it's generally a very underrated role. It's not given that much importance when in the whole scheme of the meeting, this is one role which is not seen that much. But even before the meeting starts, 1 week before that, the SAR starts putting in resources in the group and starts preparing everyone for the meeting. And you did that absolutely well. Even before the meeting starts, you prepped everyone for the meeting. And when the meeting started, I had my clock in front of me. It was dot 10 o'clock on the clock. And you started the meeting. So great job at that. The one recommendation that I have for you is that have a little more expressions. You're the first person that is opening up the meeting, coming here and encouraging everyone to speak. If you have a little more energy, everyone will be more enthused by the whole meeting. We'll move on to our presiding officer for today, DTM Nancy. DTM Nancy, as usual, did a very good job. By the book, you need to call everyone on stage, all the guests, you need to ask them about their expectations from the Toastmaster meetings. And she also talked about the contests, which was very important. That is one very important and upcoming thing for everyone who is a part of Toastmasters. But one common thing that I could see between DTM Nancy, DTM Saurav, and me is I think we're all stuck by the flu today. It's just my observation. It could be true, could be false. DTM Nancy, I've seen you in person and I've seen you command a room when you are there here and you're presiding over the meeting. So I think that would be one small recommendation from my side. The energy quotient was a little low, but I think that could be because you're not all well. Moving on to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saurav, DTM Saurav. I've observed different flavors of how a TMOD goes about their role. One flavor is they come on board, they have a PPT, they present it and they talk through it. Then another flavor is a very interactive kind of flavor which DTM Saurav brought on board, wherein he asked questions to us and he called everyone on stage and he introduced everyone. That is something that actually engages all the people in the meeting. Even though you do not have a role, you have a chance to come here and speak. And I was really inspired by that. And more so by your topic. I did not know that we could relate the Red Bull's wings to the fact that we have all had people in our life who have given us wings and have inspired us. And I had not anticipated that people would come up with such emotional stories, some of which actually moved me a lot. So I'd like to thank you for that. Again, one recommendation would be there is a flavor in between the one where we present a lot and we have a lot of interaction. That is having some content from our side and then having some interaction in the room. I think that would be a good balance of the next time you come on board. I was interested in getting to know what you thought about the topic. I think you can still do that. And yeah, my Taggle team for today, the timer Toastmaster Mukund, you did a fabulous job. You came on board, you presented your report, you didn't waste any time, and you did well with your job. Our counter for today, Toastmaster Meeta, again, good job. She's already nervous because she knows that I'm going to talk about the report. So I think you already know. It would be good if we have more laptops in the room and if we can have the VA issues solved out the next time so that we can actually focus on the meeting and we can go about. But still, you did a good job, Toastmaster Meeta, of encouraging people who had a lot of good usage and people who had very less ahs and ums in their speech. Toastmaster, the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Akib. Again, I have not seen Akib so often, but today when you came, it did not look like you were a new member. The word that you chose, I have mentioned that before, it was very easygoing, very flowy, and it went with the theme and it went with what everyone wanted to speak. So your word of the day was perhaps the most used that I've seen till now. So great job at that. Listener Toastmaster Nandan, very meticulous with your job. You observed minute details like who used Gwalior in their speeches, and I only knew one. That challenged me to think that maybe I should listen better the next time. You did a great job at it. And you're also getting better as a speaker. So you were not at all nervous when you were actually presenting these questions to the audience. Moving on to the evaluator 1 and evaluator 2, Puneet, I have one small recommendation for you. The thing I liked about your evaluation was you always have a smiling face and you always first encourage the speaker to talk about the good things that you liked about their speech. The one thing that you can improve a little bit, as I said, was the congruency of sentences. Where does it start? Where does it end? And when should I change my focus to the next topic? Evaluator 2 for today was Toastmaster Aparna. A lot to learn from her. The one recommendation that I would have for her was she gave the conclusion at the beginning of the good things that she talked about. She could have given the conclusion of the good and the recommendations at the end of her evaluation. That way, everything could have come together. Our table topic master for today, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. I was amazed by how well the topics that you had for today tied with DTM Saurav's topic, the theme of the day. They were somehow related to wings, they were somehow related to inspiration, and I could actually hear people coming up on stage and talking about what inspired them and what moved them. One recommendation that I have for you, somehow, maybe it would be an AV issue, but I was not able to decipher sometimes what were the topics that you were giving. Either they were too long or you had a pause in between, and I was slightly confused by it. So as a recommendation, we can keep the topics short and concise. Even if we keep them long, if people are confused, you can put them up on chat so that people can actually refer to the chat next time. I've already talked about the table topic evaluator Noor. While keeping the chat alive, Noor gave a very balanced review of everyone. He covered almost everything, good, bad, recommendations for all the people who came on board. The meeting started on time. We had a few AV issues in the beginning, but I think that will get sorted when we have more people and more laptops in the room. But otherwise, Gabbys meetings are very inspirational to watch. It works like clockwork. People come here, they do their role and they go. And I just keep on learning. So with this, I end my evaluation for today, and I would like to hand it over back to DTM Saurav.
Thank you so much, General Yuval. Can you come this side? I can't make an eye contact. So, there's a reason that I did not talk about spreading my wings and getting wings and having wings, because I think whenever I have taken a stage here, most of you have seen me giving inspirational speeches, right? Where I've shared stories about me doing well or me doing something eventually which turned out to be well. But I think what I wanted to share today is my vulnerability. And that's why I kept it for the end, where I wanted to share about me trying to do something and that not working out well. Why is it important for us to know this today and why this team is? Because many of you are contesting, and remember, with this contest, you're actually deciding to spread your wings. And it will happen, it will surely happen to most of us that we will not have a podium finish. You will probably not be even in the top 3. It is very important for you to understand that doesn't take anything away from your courage of spreading your wings and jumping off the cliff and deciding to contest. So don't punish yourself. Don't feel that you are not done good enough. Remember, at the end of the day, there are only 3 podium positions, first, second, and third. So you are coming into the contest and you are losing doesn't mean that you are not spreading your wings. And most of you know, but some of you don't know. So I will repeat this. When I joined the Gabbys, the first time I contested in the evaluation speech contest. I came 5th because there were only 5 participants. The next other contest was the humorous speech contest, where I came 6th because there were 6 contestants. After that, I decided to participate in the international speech contest. There, I was not in the top 3. The chief judge that time decided not to share. They were anyways not supposed to share the actual ranking, but then the chief judge at that point of time thought that a little bit of more demotivation would help. But this chief judge was kinder. They didn't share the actual rankings, but I'm pretty sure I would have been probably somewhere in the bottom of the pit. So I had a crash landing at the very beginning of my Toastmasters journey. Within the first 6 months, between September I joined, by December, around November, we had the first 2 contests. And then we had the third contest somewhere in the month of February or March. So within the first 6 months, I had a very bad landing. And if I would have decided that this is it, then I would have never been standing here. And remember, I did not take that flight with 0 experience. I took that flight with 10 years of public speaking experience. So I don't have the luxury of someone like Akhil coming here and saying that I'm new to public speaking. I can't. I was extremely experienced in public speaking. And yet I had such a crash landing. Can you imagine what it does to our ego, to our confidence, to our self-esteem? It will probably do the same for a lot of you. Don't let that get inside you. Because from there, till the time where I contested at the division level and then at the district level, that journey happened because I decided to brush off the dust, wipe the sweat and the blood off my forehead, and move on. So you will land on your knees, on your face, on your head, break your bones, but fly again. With this, handing over to the presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal.
We can't hear you, Toastmaster Nancy.
We can't hear you. We still can't hear you. Can you hear us, Mukund, and everyone else?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear everyone else, but not you, Nancy.
Now?
Yes,
Yeah.
now.
Okay, all right. I was just saying, wow, I'm still trying to digest the message, and then suddenly I got stuck with the mute unmute part here. But what a beautiful message that you have delivered. And I could have never imagined such a conclusion to a meeting like this, where we are talking about spreading out our wings and participating in different activities throughout our life. Now we are talking about contest as well. It couldn't have come at such a time. What a timing. Salute to you. Can we have a round of applause for DTM Saurav for such a wonderful message, for walking us through different parts of our lives, the journey, then the entire set of role takers that we had today, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Arshin Chog, our TTE, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed, our table topic master, Sri Lakshmi Hegde, our Taggle team, our line of speakers and evaluators, our Sergeant at Arms, every one of you made sure that the meeting is happening the way it is supposed to be. Your money would be on your way, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed. I'm sure it's really, really coming your way. My prayers for you. Now, coming to the meeting, how it went, I am amazed, but I would love to hear it from our members and our guests. Would request people to come forward and share your feedback, your highlights from today's meeting. What is it that you absolutely loved, and what is it that you think we can improve upon? A quick 30 seconds feedback from anyone who would like to share their thoughts.
I think small is well. Will you want to share your feedback?
My feedback of the
Okay.
Okay, so for people in the room, I know Arshin's mom is there, and if there are any other guests or members who want to come forward and share, please take the stage view so that
Attending for the first
online
time.
can see you.
As a member.
Second, come as a member for the first time.
Hey everyone. Thanks for making me uncomfortable again. In last two meetings, I have gotten a chance to speak multiple times. So today's meeting, again, it was amazing, fantabulous, and it was such a pleasant experience to watch everybody speak. And as I mentioned in my last feedback, and as you all know, that evaluations are the pillars where we learn a lot, right? So today's evaluations made me write so many notes while even the speakers were giving their speeches. I kept taking notes, and I hope that I become more observant while speeches and evaluations are being done. But overall, around the feedback of the meeting, it was great, it was amazing, and it was a lot learning. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Akhil, for sharing your feedback. Anyone else?
Yeah, Arshin's mom is coming. Yeah.
Okay.
He said that your daughter is awesome.
Once again, a wonderful experience and lot to learn whenever I come here. And I see that the initiative is done with such sincerity and discipline. Fantabulous experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Toastmaster Noor, would you like to share it out loud, whatever feedback or thoughts you have?
Nancy, I say only one thing. I love Saurav. I come for Saurav, but I fall in love with all of you guys. Yeah. So that summarizes my whole experience. But I really loved today's meeting. The G was amazing. G comes up to you, Saurav, as usual. He doesn't fail to disappoint me. Always somehow he keeps me. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. And when you're talking about your bromance, it's reminding me of Natu Natu.
Ah, yes, of course. My
Sometimes.
bromance is public. It's not private. It's totally public. I love Saurav. All right, all of you can take it.
Yes, in
Right.
fact, Saurav
But
was blushing really, really hard. We could see him on camera for a very small moment. But yes, it was lovely to see you.
really,
If you want to share your blush with all of us once again.
love today's meeting.
All right,
Great
we
job,
can
everyone.
skip that part. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Noor, for joining once again. We all laughed with you with the comments that you made in the chat box. I just hope your wife is sitting with you next to you, reading all those comments that you're making. So for Akib as well. Arshin came up on stage. I think Arshin also wants to share her feedback. We'll take this as the last feedback. I am waiting for everyone to.
She came to read the message that Noor sent. Noor's messages are so interesting. People are jumping from one side of the world to the other to read it.
Okay, so he's asking G's mom, was G really 95 kgs when she was in fifth standard? I think this is something that you can chat directly with her mom, and she will spill all the stories, all the beans around. Total lie.
Not at all.
I'm being such a Toastmaster here. When I read lie, it was all in caps. I thought it's an acronym we are using here. And I know Toastmaster Noor will write another acronym just right now since I've mentioned this. All right. In the meanwhile, anyone who's yet to cast their votes on the polling link, I'm waiting for your votes. Who's done with the polls? Mukund, not yet. I'll share the link once again. I know all of you are waiting for chai samosa, people in the room. And Noor is waiting for his PayPal to send some notification. Let's not make it hard. Let's quickly vote, cast our votes.
No takes up rolls and will be 100 rupees, guys. So please spread the word. All the VPs. Yeah. So he took the TT roll for that. I have to pay him $100. Last minute rolls. He takes 100.
Feedback is like
So that's pretty cheap. So all the VPs, please spread the word. Anyone needs a last minute roll, take 100 rupees, no problem. It's fine.
Okay, Akib is saying we will pay in real. That's even better.
there is Yogesh, not to see is there. Yogesh.
I'll give you 5 more seconds. I know we are all loving the banter that is there in chat box and otherwise in the room as well. Quickly, 5 seconds for all of you to cast your votes. Tick, tick, 5. Tick, tick, 4. Tick, tick, 3. Tick, tick, 2. Tick, tick, 1. All right. It's time to announce the poll results. For those who are yet to cast, you can cast in the next meeting. We have stopped accepting the responses. Let's go with the best speaker. For the best speaker, we had 2 speakers today who delivered amazing speeches. And our best speaker for today's meeting goes to someone who shared 3 different stories within 7 minutes of time. Congratulations to Toastmaster Gaurav Babu for being the best speaker in today's meeting. Next, we have our best evaluator. Our best evaluator, we had 2 evaluators, Toastmaster Puneet and Toastmaster Aparna Raja. For best evaluator for today's meeting, The Janta's choice is Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aparna Raja, for being the best evaluator. Okay, Tick Tick Nancy is announcing rest of the poll results as well. Best auxiliary role taker, we had 4 role takers. All experienced role takers we had today. Timer, Toastmaster Mukund Joshi. Our counter, Toastmaster Meeta M. Shah. Grammarian, Toastmaster Akib. And listener, Toastmaster Nandan. And people's choice for today's best auxiliary role taker is someone who asked interesting questions as listener, Toastmaster Nandan Shinoy. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nandan. Best role taker for today's meeting. We had 4 role takers. Toastmaster of the day, Distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. Table topic master, Sri Lakshmi Hegde. Our journal evaluator, Asheen Chok. Table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Noor Mohammed. Out of all 4, the best role taker for today's meeting, as per the people in the room, goes to our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Asheen Chok. Congratulations, Toastmaster Asheen. Now it's time for last but not the least for the best table topic speaker. We had 6 table topic speakers today. 1 got disqualified on time. Rest amongst the 5 table topic speakers, I see a tie here. And this tie is between Toastmaster Mohan Rao and Toastmaster Meeta M. Shah. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mohan and Toastmaster Meeta, for being the best TT speaker today. With this, I congratulate to all the winners and the role takers who have come up today for taking up role, making this meeting happen. With this, I adjourn meeting number 198. Yes, Toastmaster Mukund, I'm missing anything?
No, I just request you to make an announcement that we have this orientation on the 30th, Monday evening at 8 o'clock. I have sent individual messages to all the 30 people. Whoever has renewed, please request them to be there. It is mandatory for all the new guys to attend that session. So please, if you can make that announcement, it will be good.
I think you have already made the announcement. Would you like to make a formal announcement?
No, that's fine.
Everyone, yes, please go ahead.
No, that's it. Nothing from more from my
Okay, everyone, whether you are a new member or an old one, I would say Toastmaster Mukund Joshi is conducting an orientation. It's always good to know what is happening in the club and how we are running this club, how we are taking forward the policies and other things. A good refresher. Please join Toastmaster Mukund Joshi's session on Monday, 30th of September at 8 p.m. We'll see you there. All right. With this, I adjourn meeting number 198 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.